The city is closely enforcing rules to slow the spread of COVID-19. Mayor Lenny Curry says the city will be monitoring restaurants and bars to make sure they are following the Phase 2 reopening guidelines. A reminder, Phase 2 has bars, nightclubs, movie theaters, and indoor seating for restaurants at 50% capacity. Gyms and stores at full capacity with social distancing. Now, 56% of those surveyed in Jacksonville think that we are reopening too quickly. On your side's Troy Kless joining us live tonight from Riverside with what the city is looking for. Troy.
Thanks, Anthony. Here in Riverside, some businesses closed out of abundance of caution because they wanted to step up their cleaning due to recent increases in COVID-19 cases. Now, we did get some numbers back from the state about some businesses that were not named all around the First Coast that had reported violations since March.
Many businesses closing in recent weeks. Some had customers or staff test positive for COVID-19, but others did not. Mayor Lenny Curry says he wants people to stay safe when returning to restaurants and bars.
Wear masks, practice social distancing, behave responsibly.
He says the city's code enforcement division will be going out daily, making sure bars and restaurants are following the state guidelines. 50% capacity allowed inside with unlimited outdoor seating, while creating space for social distancing, or risk getting reported to the state's Department of Business and Professional Regulations. Between March 18th and June 22nd, the department got 71 complaints about bars and 52 complaints about restaurants from Duval and its 4 surrounding counties. Citizens can report violations, but now the mayor's code enforcement staffers may make those reports themselves. The mayor urging businesses to follow the guidelines.
If they are trying to comply and it's not out of control, we're going to work with them. But where it's flagrant, where it's dangerous, again, as the governor said, Dance Party USA, people packed in, hanging from rafters, we're going to take action.
Curry also said patrons need to be responsible.
The Department of Business and Professional Regulations says that if a business is found in violation and has a license pulled, that they can return that license once that location is no longer deemed a threat to the public health, according to a statement from them today. They also said businesses can appeal that decision through the local court system. We're live in Riverside tonight. Troy Kless, First Coast News, on your side.